All right, welcome to Chat Byte Spring Break. My name is Blake.
I'm Jonah.
And welcome. We have a special guest today. We are in March. We're talking about identity. And identity is really about what makes you, you. We've been going through that with our interns. First, we had Alex, the mulleted menace, Blackburn. That is my intern. And then we had Jaden, the human zoo. What do we call her?
Actually, I think we're having Jaden next week, though.
Well, that's a little preview for you. This human zoo. Surprise! We've got a preview for you. Anyways, today we have a very special guest. One of my dearest friends, my jiu-jitsu buddy, the Teenage Tarantino, the editor extraordinaire, son of the Most High, Ian the Von Haigler. Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Hello.
Yes, welcome. We've been wanting you on here for a minute.
Yes. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, Ian. Just grade school.
Grade school. I'm Josiah Ian William Von Haigler, the preacher's son, editor, as Blake mentioned.
Yes.
And, I've been working for Jonah, since last summer?
Probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, during COVID, you didn't know you were working for me still. But anyway.
But I got paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got paid. So, what we've been asking everybody that runs through here is, since we're talking about identity, the first thing we wanted to kind of start the show with is what makes Ian Ian? What could you, if you took this away, what would make you a different person?
If I took away all my friends and family, then I wouldn't be myself because they crafted me as a person. Yeah.
Wow. Deep. Blake's like coffee, but yeah, and you're like
It's not
relationships. Oh, you're right. It's probably like energy drinks. It's Bang for you or whatever.
I haven't had a bang in like
A day.
But
2 years.
in
maybe.
this coffee, too.
That is coffee with energy. Okay. Anyways, moving on. We're here to talk about spring break because it's right around the corner. So why don't you start us off?
So with spring break, we're talking about it. You might not think, wait a sec, spring break has nothing to do with identity. But, you know, it's spring. It's the time that literally is used to talk about, like, being new. And so that fits together really, really well with identity.
We got some lights. That's cool. Speaking of new, holla, the podcast just keeps getting better. Anyways, the thing about spring break is it's new. And it's also, especially growing up between middle school and high school, there's a new level of freedom that your parents trust you with. So that's different coming out of that home and, you know, asking to go hang out with different people and kind of pushing the boundaries and learning, you know, what you're allowed to do. It's pretty cool.
And spring break is a time of freedom from school, and you're able to get away.
Yes. So I think what is your favorite spring break memory?
My favorite spring break was probably when we went to Colorado for like a week, and it was fully paid for by these super nice people, and we also got to stay in their house. And then I learned how to snowboard on that trip. Yeah, I learned how to snowboard, which I'd never done before, which was super fun, and it was extremely bougie.
That house had like heated floors, right?
It was like heated floors, then we had oxygen machines that we could recline in, so we're sitting there.
What the heck?
I went skiing once. I hated it. I was not good.
Oh, Hannah hated it.
What? Yeah, it's frustrating when you don't know what you're doing because I remember the first time I skied in Boston when I was a kid. I kept trying to get up the hill and I was just scooting my feet back and forward and I was like, "What?" And you have to walk sideways, but I couldn't get it. I want to do snowboarding. I feel like that'd be more.
It's so fun.
My speed.
What's your favorite spring break memory, Blake?
Probably when I got to take time off and go see my family a while ago.
Oh, so it was just now.
Got to see my friends. Yeah, recently.
He gets his family.
I got to see my family. That's good. What about you, Jonah?
Mine has nothing to do with my family, but I do love you, Mom and Dad. Anyway, I don't think they listen, but if they do. But anyway, but growing up, we had a spring break trip in youth ministry every year where we went rock climbing and rappelling every year, and that was awesome.
That's awesome.
And so I loved that, and so I still love rock climbing and rappelling.
Something about rock climbing just takes you back to animal state, and you're like, okay, this is about survival now.
Or it's
wanting to
just
eat
about
raw
climbing.
meat.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and so next fun question real quick. What's your dream spring break? Like, if you could do anything for spring break, what would you want to do?
Mine would probably be yours. That sounds awesome. The Colorado crazy bougie house snowboard thing.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. I'd probably go to your homeland, baby. I'd go to Hawaii.
We would trade.
Dude, literally, because I've always wanted to go. And my parents went whenever I was in the womb, so I sort of went, but not really.
That's where Hannah learned to walk.
So y'all just traded, so I'm just stuck over here with my rock climbing. But anyway,
I
I'm
want
joking.
to go trampoline park.
I would love
I want to go to altitude.
Rock climbing, real rock climbing. But anyway, I think I'd like to go like on a foreign trip, like going
So,
just
like,
for a
Mount
little bit.
Fuji. You're like
Maybe
climbing
not
up-
like places like everyone's like, man, I would love to climb Mount Everest and stuff, and you're like, but you'd most likely there's a lot of people that die there, so maybe not. I'm good.
Plus oxygen mask and stuff.
Yeah, not as comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm tired of masks. Let's be
That's
honest.
definitely on the bucket list. We'll do it. We'll shoot a podcast from the top.
When we can't really breathe.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just like, today.
Yeah. But spring break is all about being new, having new experiences, all that kind of stuff. So it's also a really cool opportunity to kind of find out who you are. You're not held captive by school or by really your friends if you can't drive, if you're a middle schooler. You can kind of just do whatever and kind of figure it out. And it can be an opening experience to find out your identity, to craft it as a young person.
Yeah, it's kind of a time, not just spring break, but like talking about being new in identity, like being able to develop and change. I know a lot of people that like you think you're stuck with who you were. Like, I was talking to a student the other day. We were talking about dating a little bit in our life groups. And I'm like, be wary, because like if you're like a fake you to someone whenever you're about to start dating, you're stuck with it. Like you can't be like let's go the extra mile and be like, if you go to this girl and you start talking with like a British accent, well, if you start going on dates
Hello,
and then you
love.
hit it off and you're stuck dating that girl, you're just kind of stuck with a British accent for a good while.
Yeah.
But it's a good time to like not be stuck with who you are, like trying out other things. And so
I definitely remember seeing that. Like people would go up and she's like, yeah, I mean, I'm really into baseball. And it's like, oh, I've been playing baseball since I was 2. It's great. Like I've been a classically trained baseball player.
and you don't write these things down, so when it gets referenced to later, they're like, hey, you want to go to a baseball game? I don't really like baseball.
Right. It's cool. But, with that freedom, you kind of have to discover you don't want to waste that opportunity because it only comes around so much, and especially like the most developmentally important phase of your life as a kid. So don't waste that opportunity. Try different things, hang out with different people, talk to your parents. It's awesome. You don't want to be intentional with your time because instead of, sleeping in, wasting every day, and then, everybody else doing stuff and realizing you're at home bored and alone, like be intentional with it.
Yeah, you're freed for a purpose. You might as
Yes.
well like do something with it.
Yes. And if you need something to do, holla at the MSM. We've got 2 events coming up. Spring break Wednesday, we've got Swinging to Spring with this pool party fling, y'all. We're having a movie night / pool party at the Weldon's house from 6 to 8:30. It's going to be sick. You're not going to want to miss it. And then Friday, we're having a field day, the Friday Field Day Fantastic. So bring all your friends. It's going to be awesome. You're going to see stuff on Instagram and social media and all that. So bring out your friends. It's going to be sick.
As well, for high school ministry, we'll be launching more this week about it, but we're doing something called Spring Staycation. And so we're doing kind of like we did back in Fall Fun Week, doing something fun every single day, having movie nights, having game nights, having ultimate frisbee kind of day, kickball day, and then other things as well, going to the arcade. So tune in for that this week and check your Instagram story as well.
Right on.
Yeah, but we do still have one little week until spring break.
Yes.
So,
Talking about the fun stuff.
yeah.
But don't waste it. Time is now.
Yes, and so it's so important just to say, like, hey, like, we are kind of, this is not spring break week yet. And a lot of times we have a tendency just to live in the future over and over and over again. So you're like, man, like, I know, like, for me, I remember being in high school and being like, man, but when I get to college. And then I went to college and I was like, man, when I graduate. And then I graduated, and most people are like, man, when I get married. But I went to ETBU, so like that's part of, you get a degree and a wife as you exit ETBU.
You get a ring as part of your graduation.
Yes, exactly. Not like a class ring, but a wedding ring.
Go be married.
Anyway, and so
Be
like it's a
married.
good time. Like, don't waste this week.
What are
like,
you waiting for
dreaming
now,
about
Jonah?
next week.
Now that you're married.
Retirement.
Children.
Old man
Really?
to
I
die.
guess that's the next stage, right? Like, most likely.
I guess. I don't know.
That
You're
and buying a
young.
house. I don't know.
Little Jonas.
I want to own a house too. I don't know, but
No.
I'm not living in that right now. So.
But if there's a lesson
You
in
live
that,
in
it
the
is that
present.
school is not prison. The present is called the present because it is a gift, y'all. Don't waste it.
Learn.
Enjoy it. Become who you are now. It's going to be awesome.
That was my middle school 8th grade quote.
What?
What
The
learn?
present is a present because it's a gift or whatever that is.
Oh, man.
Jeez. Oh,
He graduated
anyway.
from Build-A-Bear Clubhouse.
And then, it's middle school. It's cheesy. We know that. All right.
They
But
kiss your diploma and put it in your pocket.
But we have something else big going on that we're announcing today. It really is just we are going to camp. All right. We're going to camp. Tell us a little about middle school camp.
Our camp is going to be at Louisiana Tech Camp Generate. The sign up is up. Go check it out. Sign up. Bring your friends. Bring everybody. We've got 30 spots right now. We can get more, but we're trying to pack it out first. So sign up ASAP.
Yes, and we're going back to big stuff. If you're in 9th grade this year and you just missed out completely. We had more signed up than we ever had signed up last year.
Psych.
And canceled it. But we are going back to big stuff in June. You can check in our show notes for both links to the middle school info as well as the high school camp info if you want to go ahead and sign up because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Well, this was a perfect little snap bite. Bite-sized part to get ready for your week, get you started. Thank you, Ian, for coming. This has been a treat.
Thank you, guys.
This has been the best. Well, awesome. As we do every week, I think, Jonah, we have a challenge. What does that look like?
We do. What are your spring break plans? And then what was your favorite spring break as well? Like one of those, what is your favorite thing you ever got to do for spring break?
Tell us in the comments.
Yes, in the comments.
Let us know. YouTube, social media, Instagram, you know where to find it. Simple Church Students on YouTube, HSM TV on Instagram for HSM, MSM TV on Instagram for MSM. Obviously, this has been us. This has been a Chat Byte. Awesome. We love you. We thank you as we do every week. Peace.